Welcome everyone to an arena video. I'm Andrea Mengucci, and this video is sponsored to you by Wizards of the Coast and channelfireball.com. Trying it out, and let's go. Alright, we got a combo, but you go first. That's great. Find, I'll leave it on top. Just because we usually play against red, and red usually just kills all your creatures, so find is a good 2-for-1. Ooh, blue instead. Alright, hopefully we got a good hand for blue. Because if they tap out, I mean, it could be Drakes or Phoenix, but if they tap out, alright, it's not what I thought. Is this a Thought Erasure? It is. Okay, Thought Erasure, here it comes. And this card's Jailer Ranger, of course. Alright, we played Druid of the Cowl in our deck instead of the 0-2, what's called? Incubation Druid. And the reason why, it's mainly because of white aggro, but also because of red aggro. It's mainly because of these two decks. There's not that many mirror match, which Incubation Druid is much better. Alright, draw Jailer Ranger, that's a good draw. I think I just play now, because if this resolves, my opponent doesn't have a cast down for the Walker. This is a 2-for-1. Sorry, this is 2 more damage. See what they do. They will go Moment of Craving on it. Alright, hopefully I find a land. Alright, I do find 2 lands. That's good. So now I can just find back both of the Jailer Rangers. A Moment of Craving is a card that's been pretty popular right now, Moment of Craving. That's also why we're playing Druid of the Cowl over Incubation Druid. Alright, we play against Esper. They had some troubles finding yeah, I guess they started with Island. It is an unusual start. I would like to think that they only had Island and Drowned Catacomb in their opener, and Thought Erasure, and they kept starting with Island. It's very unusual. Alright, I'm just gonna jam double Jailer Ranger here. I mean, it depends. If we find a good card, I might just attack for 1. Alright, they have another Moment of Craving. Alright. Swamp, and this is the graveyard. And then I'm gonna cast Jailer Ranger. Vraska. Vraska's gonna stay on top, because I can play next turn. Opponents. Oh, come on, cat. Today the cat won't be with us. Today the cat won't be with us. She just wanted to go upstairs. Okay, so what did Kaya do? Kaya exiled 2 of my good creatures. Now, first thing first, I need to kill Kaya, because I don't want her to just exile all my creatures for future fine finalities, as well as gaining 2 life. Alright, I have a cast down. But they don't mean that I'll resolve a Vraska, so it's not that bad. Alright, so they have 1 card in end, 2 cards in end, and the Kaya. Kaya will exile my whole graveyard, which again, it's annoying, because I might draw future fine finalities, and I would have loved to get back the 2 Jailer Rangers. She could have also exiled the Pirate. Non-land permanent, we convert mana cost 1 or less. They play a tap land, and do they have a Kaya's Breath? Do they have a Teferi? They have Vraska's Contempt. That's also annoying. Alright, unfortunately I didn't draw a thing to punish my opponent. I mean, not to punish, but like to, you know, pressure my opponent more. I just played Chupacabra. They're in 26. They have a lot of time to recover here. So it'll be hard. It'll be super hard. Alright, they drew that. That's good. And search for Scanta. Yeah, it's very hard to, yeah, and they decide to sacrifice Kaya. should have probably played. They should have probably just minus last turn. Instead would have had more Kaya 2 more turns. But yeah, I wish Nebraska was a Carnage Tyrant. I mean, we're playing 2 and 2, so it's, yeah, we're playing 2 and 2. We could even play more Planeswalkers, honestly. They have an Atkant. I don't think we can beat it. I mean, we have 2 Essences Trophy to beat it, but we're flooding out pretty badly here. And our clock is very slow, and we don't even have anything in the graveyard because it's all exiled to return with if we top deck Find or Memorial. Yeah, by the way, yes, I've been super impressed with Kaya. Super impressed with Kaya. Like, in best of 3 is not great, but in best of 1 it's really, really good. Like, both against control and black-green, but most importantly red. Because against red, it just gains life. It just does it all. It's so funny how I thought this card was unplayable, and instead it's actually pretty good. Alright, I'm just gonna scoop up the cards. Yeah, we I would say that we were ahead at some point in the game, but then it just you know, just went away. Alright, let's go. We are on the draw. This sounds very good. Today feels like I'm recording and not streaming because no one is chatting anything, which is fine. I also often don't chat when I watch stream. You know, like doing something else as well as watching stream. I kind of think that, you know, the chat definitely helps the caster. Chat definitely helps like the streamer or whatever to just be interacted. But the streamer also needs to like interact on its own. Like what I mean is that it's kind of a show, which sure I can interact with the chat, but I should also just, you know, be able to put up a show myself. Which it's what I'm it's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. It's what I'm trying to do whenever I do my videos for Channel Fireball, and I really enjoy it. I mean, at the end of the day, I just enjoy playing Magic, and you know, talking while playing, it's okay. All right, so opponents shock themselves, and just pass, which makes me think they have a absorb. Makes me think they have an absorb. I could just play Druid of the Cowl. Will they absorb? Probably not. And if they don't, I'll just attack. And if they absorb the Druid of the Cowl, I mean, it's kind of a win, right? And they were on 11. They missed some couple of land drops, but they're back on track here. Grab the Carnarium just to kill my Branchwalkers. All right. I don't have Lanorails in my deck. I could see myself just finding Memorial to Folly, but I think I'd rather. Oh, that's unlucky. 2 Vivian go to the bottom, and only 2 forests. So if my opponent now goes land, Vraska's Contempt, we basically lose. Alright, so this one cannot exile the Druid of the Cowl. So we'll pick apart my graveyard for future fine finalities. Alright. This will gain 2 precious life. Alright, let's see the battlefield. So I have 5, I have 7 mana, so I can cast Jadelight and Vraska's Contempt. I definitely want to Vraska's Contempt this Kaya. I mean, maybe I don't care. Maybe I don't care, but I have a Sunset Trophy for Teferi. Also, Teferi is so wild before they cast Teferi. And this one just makes them gain life, you know, and I have to attack her instead of my opponent. I'll just Vraska's Contempt it. Why not Sultai? Because Sultai takes too much damage off Shocklands, and I can't afford it against a metagame of mainly mono red. Yeah, the problem of having so many planeswalkers is that your Vivian Reed is worse. So now the question is, do I want to play Vraska into their Absorb? So I go Vraska, they'll play Absorb, and then they go Vraska's Contempt on Vivian in their turn. And, you know, the situation is not great. Whereas, if I just pass the turn here, what happens? It happens that my opponent can punish me with a discard spell. So I need to play basically into their Absorb into Restless Contempt, which is awful because we'll be left with just 2 creatures. Alright, Negate is much, much better because now my opponent, if they go Restless Contempt here, they still take 5 down to 2. I mean, it's 2 or 1. It doesn't really make much differences, but... Alright. We flooded out pretty badly, despite having activated Vivian 3 times. He only found 2 lands off of it. So now my opponent's on 2. If they kill J-Light Ranger, we're basically dead. I mean, we have to draw Carnage Tyrant. We only play 2, though. We could play the 3rd one over 1 Vraska. Alright, Kaya's Wrath. And there it is, Carnity. And now, thanks to Carnity, my opponent has to Wrath again. I could have a Sunsee's Trophy. Alright, they go Thought Erasure. I could have a Sunsee's Trophy the Godless Shrine. Do they play Plains? Let me just do a quick check. Do they play Plains? Because if they don't play Plains, I might just do it. Actually, no, I'm gonna not do it. I'm going to not do it. Because the cast down might be relevant. I could cast down my own creatures. My own creature. Alright. Yeah, they're dead to Carnage Tyrant. I think Carnage Tyrant just... it's the card that makes you win against Esper. I'm gonna just switch 1 Carnity with 1... 1 Carnity with Burn Vraska. This looks like we're playing against a lot of Espers. 1 swap or island, yeah, that's what I thought. I think the play should have been just, in my turn, a Sunsee's Trophy dual land. So that they are off of double white. A Sunsee's Trophy can also target lands, even the basics one. I remember so because in Legacy, you know, you used to just strip mine your opponent. Sorry, not strip mine, Stone Rain your opponent. What modern deck would you play for regionals? I'm not really modern expert. There's many better streamer to ask this question since I haven't played modern in like 4 months. Did Green White Angel work out? Yeah, I think it did. We split games against red. I think we finished 5-5 yesterday. Then we beat 5-0 white. We went, I think we split games even against Esper. The only decks that we lost to was Golgari. Our opponent's going for the, you know, the combo. And I think so. I have a couple of options here. I could go Branchwalker just to, you know, attack and put up pressure. Or I could go Sunsee's Trophy on the Curious Obsession. Though I would play into Spell Pierce, and I don't want to do that. I just play Branchwalker. Draw land, unfortunately, and just attack for 2. This way, next turn I can play around Spell Pierce. Oh yeah, I forgot to... Thank you very much to remind me. I forgot to add the deck. And also I forgot to open... Deckmaster. Alright, I'll do it all. I'll do it all. Okay. what happened here. My opponent double Curious Obsession and Siren Storm Teamer. Siren Storm Teamer only counters a creature you control. Okay. So I'll attack first. If they want to trade, I will then attempt to kill the Herald. They probably will not trade. They trade, interesting. Okay, they don't trade. Alright, I'll just go Assassin's Trophy. The thing is that if Assassin's Trophy the Curious Obsession, I die. I mean, they just get all in. I think I have to do that though. Maybe just play Chupacabra. Let's just play Chupacabra. They will most likely just dive down or sacrifice a Siren Storm Teamer, but they are relatively under pressure, and if they don't draw like a Merfolk Trickster or something, they might be in trouble. But this matchup is truly bad, because the problem with this matchup is that best of one, you have too many expensive cards. Alright, I got Tempest Djinn. I actually haven't drawn the expensive cards. I mean, speaking of expensive card, there it is, Carnity. I'm gonna just go Assassin's Trophy on the Tempest Djinn. There's no point in Assassin's Trophy the Curious Obsession now that I have two. I would have loved to have another removal spell, unfortunately I don't. Now the game is over. Because I can't attack back, they will untap with 7 cards and, you know, upkeep trophy. Now, I want to do main phase because if they... I mean, only dive down protects the Tempest Djinn there. If they don't have dive down, I would just attack for 6. 1 mana. If you're ready, add an idea. So, just to explain a little bit about branding. MPL is the Magic Pro League. It's just, you know... 32 players. It's just the name of the league. The tournament is called the Mythic Invitational at PAX East. You already have an idea. I'm working on it. I definitely want to try this green black. If this green black is good enough against Esper, I think it's worth it. Because the problem with the problem with Sultai is that it loses to Esper main deck. But this green black. With a bunch of Carnage Tyrant, I think can do it. Hey, greetings from Mexico. No, it's not sorry. It's just, you know, to explain a little bit better because it's a little bit confusing. Wizards is doing a very good job in in just explaining what's the MPL and how does it work. But of course, like, it's still very new, so it's still hard to you know. Get out from, like, Magic has been the same for like 5 or 6 years with like the platinum system and so on and so forth. So it's totally reasonable to just, you know, don't really follow it. Okay, here I play Walker because they can only kill it with a Lightning Strike. This was the only card that could have killed the Walker there. And if they don't do it, I basically just win the game. I mean, don't win the game, but like take a huge advantage. And it's better than going for Branch Walker on turn 2 because they could have shocked. So it's very important to just be able to time your spell accordingly. So I'm gonna go Chupacabra here. The reason why I go Chupacabra over Cast Down is that I just wanna put pressure. And the reason why I kept Cast Down is that they could easily have a Runaway Stimkin, and that's the card that you have to kill every time, since my opponent on turn 2 was forced into casting Lightning Strike. So they could have had the Stimkin there. Alright, here I keep on killing these creatures, because all I care is just to pressure them. They're already on 12, and I play another creature. I have no cards in hand, but I would love to find a... Nope. Would love to find something. I should have played this Overgrown to top, but I don't think it would be a problem since I have 8 lands already. Okay, Goblin Chain Whirler. This will kill this and also stop all my board. So now I kind of regret having killed the Viashino Pyromancer. Alright, my opponent's picking apart my board, and I suspect they have a Frenzy in their hand. Alright, I drew a great card. Find Finale at this stage of the game is super strong. I could go for Walker into Branch Walker, and I think I'll do that. The reason why I do this is that I immediately enlarge my Wild Growth Walker and gain 3 life. Sure, the Jade Light Ranger would have, get a little bit deeper, but I think this is better. Alright, mono lands, but I think my opponent's also on the same boat. I think my opponent's also super flooding. And I'm on 816, so I don't think I'm in a bad spot, I think. I think I'm in a good spot. Until my opponent... Unless my opponent is drawing Experimental Frenzy, I think I like my spot. Even if I have 11 lands, them flooding is much worse than me, because I have a very, very good late game. Alright, here I have Vraska, and I think I'll go up with Vraska. Sure, killing the Chain Whirler, it's nice, but I just want to keep a Planeswalker around. And I have, infinite lands, basically. But again, if they draw Experimental Frenzy, I just lose this game on the spot. The card that I want to draw here is more lands. It's a Sunset Trophy, just as an insurance. Alright, another fine finality. That's nice. I think I'll just go up with Vraska again. Okay, this is a lot of triggers. Okay, let's cast Branchwalker first. So that, okay, yeah, this is fine. Either we... How do I want this? I think I'll go Graveyard with this. I have a bunch of Explorers to do this turn. So, now I'll go find... Get back these two. And now I could see even beating a Frenzy. Now, basically with this Jade Light, I would just find a removal spell for Frenzy. Just dig deeper, find a removal spell for Frenzy, and then eventually just win with Little Vraska. Alright. I think overall this deck is a good red matchup. A not so great Esper matchup, but it's winnable. And the fact that, those two things happens, it's pretty good. Alright, don't have double green, but, can't really mulligan every hand. Especially on best of one, you basically keep every 7. I mean, I think yesterday I've never mulliganed. Like, I mulliganed like once. It's very hard to mulligans with these like 25 lands deck. Because you'll be given mostly hands like this every single time. Up next, Gutter Bones. I don't really see Gutter Bones too much in Standard. Oh, by the way, guys, I added this thing like last events. It's not gonna be for the follows, it's just gonna be for like, bigger stuff like donation, host, raid, bit, something like that. Alright, I think this is a Wild Growth Walker play. Because, again, the fact that our opponent is basically, they're put in the spot, they have to kill it right now. And if they do, at some point we'll find finality back. That's the great thing of playing Wild Growth Walker. It's like playing threat in Magic is what I like. Like, I like my gameplay, my playstyle is to play threats. Play threats and make your opponent answer. That's just overall, I think it's just the best strategy these days of Magic. Alright, you can finally got Firebrand. Do they have a shock? That attack I'll take, of course, because had I not have any Explorers, I would have blocked, because I would have taken my 2 for 1. But now it's not the case. Also, it's pretty weird sequencing. Alright. I think what I thought was, I'm gonna play this Fundamental Firebrand first, so they are less inclined to block, and they'll skewer it. Alright, so what do we want to do here? I'm tempted into just playing... So they have Fundamental Firebrand, so I'm just gonna go Seeker Squire here. Seeker Squire and Topland. Hopefully I find a spell here. No. Finding a spell with Seeker Squire just put such a threat. Like 2-3, it's pretty large in Standard right now. No, my stream will only be in English. Alright, so my opponent casted Judith, which we will have Rusty's Contempt for. And now, I think I'll be killing the Fanatical Firebrand over the Gutter Bones. Gutter Bones comes back. Fanatical Firebrand threatening my Jailer Ranger. I think it's too much. Alright, I'm already on 12. I need to kill this Judith. When am I doing it? I think I'll do it now. Just because my opponent, I don't know, might just shock Judith if they feel like it. It's probably a bad play. I mean, it's most certainly a bad play. I should have basically just not do it. Should have hold it. But yeah. Teferi is a threat. Teferi is a threat, yes, indeed. It's indeed a threat, but it's the only threat of that deck, right? Whereas we have Vivian Reed, Carnage Tyrant, you know, a lot of threats. Okay, so my opponent decided not to Spectacle Rift Mighty Reveler with 2 cards in hand, which of course makes sense, but it kinda shows to me that their hand is fine. That's weird though, right? I don't know, what is this card that they want to keep so badly? Alright, so what you want to do here is, I think just cast these 2 creatures. It's always tricky what to cast first. Overall, I like to cast Jadelight first, because this might give me more information. Alright, I think I'll keep this on top. Alright, what's in my graveyard? I think I'll keep this on top, and then I'll just play Find. This is why, as I said, I like to play Jailer Ranger first, because after Jailer Ranger, you might just decide, you know, to do other stuff. It just gives you more information, and then you have more time to decide what to do. Exactly. Thieves of Sanity is a threat. It is a threat indeed. But I think Thieves of Sanity is not playable in best of 1 because too many shocks. I personally don't like it overall, like even in best of 3, but... Alright, so my opponent has a bunch of creatures that we definitely need to kill. So I'm gonna go Chupacabra on the Fireblade Artist first, and then I think I'll go Wildgrowth Walker and hope they don't top deck a removal spell for it. I think that's my line. Because if I just play an Explorer now, I kinda throw away 3 life, which might be relevant along the way. So it's basically, yeah, it's basically a turn where my opponent had to top deck a removal spell or they die. It's not really a modern deck that I like. It's just that I started playtesting for the PT, and I'm like, for the PT London modern. Of course, I was playtesting with the Mulligan, which is not gonna happen in Bilbao, but still, like, you know, it's still the same format, and I need to practice. And I found myself really out of the format. I found myself really like, what do you have? What do you have in your deck? You know, what do they do?
That allows you to go over the top. And your bigger Hydroid Crisis is earlier than your... What just happened? Whoa, Ben Friedman. That was 20 seconds.
Hello, Matt. Good morning. Thank you very much for the subscription once again. Thank you very much. Yeah, how does it feel? It feels good. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't do as much as you did or as some other streamer do, but I hope I still entertain those people. Also, if you wanna watch my other content, there's the YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel with 453 subscribers. That's nice to see. With you know, my videos edited, so it's very good. I think it's looking very good. It's not edited by me, but I think it's good. You do a lot more than I expected you to. So Census Trophy. We're playing as Drakes here. I think I have to graveyard just because I need the 4th land. Yeah, it's in the morning. It's a lot of effort because I need to practice for 2 events right now. So my timeline is very, very tight. Also, I want to basically walk. I mean, it's just to walk. It's not really much activity, but just do a little bit of activity. I want to walk for an hour a day, and you know, it really, really. Luckily, I mean, not luckily, of course, I'm not happy about it, but like my girlfriend is not, she studies in her city, Milan, so I have more time to dedicate to Magic. But that way I can manage a little bit better all the things. Yeah, I mean, I think walking is exercise. I don't need to, like, you know, I mean, it's not that I don't want to put up muscles or anything. That would require too much time, and I don't have it right now. And so all I want to do is just to be, you know, okay. Yeah, it's pretty. I never would have thought that you know, streaming and preparing for event would have been so much hard, because like when you see, you know, streamer that are not in the MPL, you know, they stream for a very long time, whereas for me and like for Javier and everyone else in the MPL, it's like it's very hard to just practice a lot, as well as and then I love to practice a lot. I have to practice a lot for every event, as well as, you know, stream, as well as making legacy videos for Channel Fireball, as well as making articles for Channel Fireball, as well as, you know, it's really 2 jobs right now, so it's really challenging, but I like it. All right. Meanwhile, my opponent adapted Terramander for just 1 mana, looks like, and they attacked. I want to draw land. I don't draw land. So it's very likely that they just have a dive down or another removal spell for another protection for a Terramander. I'm just going in their upkeep for my Vrasis Contempt here. The reason why I do it is that I basically soak up 1 mana from their turn. Alright, so they have dive down, and now they attack me down to 5. If I draw a land and they have nothing, I can't Vivian Read it, but if they play a Drake, I'm dead. Yeah, actually, I cut playing Cube. I don't play Cube anymore. I said to my friends, sorry friends, we cannot play Cube as much as we were doing. Alright, do they have a 3rd protection? They don't. That's great news. That's great news. Alright, I was talking about Modern earlier, because someone asked me the question, and then Matt spiraled into more discussions. Alright, meanwhile I'm dead here. I drew a top land. That's pretty bad. If it wasn't on top land, I think I would have been in a good spot here. Alright, losing to Drakes with this deck shouldn't really be happening. This deck has a lot of removals before it. Yeah, right now I'm playtesting Modern, and I also decided to go to Bilbao because I found myself really out of the format. Like, there's a PT in a month, and I don't know the top decks. You know, I don't know what Hardened Skill does. Like, I've played against Hardened Skills 2 times, and I felt like I lost both games out of nowhere, and I didn't expect to lose. Like, one time I died to Throne of Get, putting counters on my poison. Adding counters to my poison. I thought there was no way I could lose that game, and then I just lost out of nowhere. And of course I could have played around it. So I was like, alright, I need to do more. And then I played against Hardened Skills again, and I just, again, died in a horrible way that I really think, you know, there was no way to die that game. Like, really out of nowhere, I died of poison. Okay, now I want to attack or not? I think I might want to attack here. I should have probably just attacked first, but yeah. Like my opponent had an Ichimoth Nexus and just a Walking Ballista and an Angerback Walker. I just passed the turn and they played Arcbound Ravager and I died. And I was like, you know, what just happened? Yeah, you know? Okay, so we have Fine Finality. Maybe I want just to play this. Alright. So I have no creatures in my bin. I really don't want to cast Find. I just want to cast Finality in this matchup. I think I'll play this Ravenous Chupacabra though. Killing the 4/8 permanents. Just killing Tide Taker, whatever. And I'll probably just attack with both. Zabayone. I was eating Zabayone when I was a kid, when I was with my grandmother. When I was sick and my grandmother would be at home, she would do Zabayone. So that's the only memory that I remember. Now that grandmother is dead. So I really have only good memories about Zabayone. Alright, so this turn I'm gonna chump block everything and then, you know, cast Finality. Yeah, I've also lost 2 skills every single time I played it at GP. Also, last year, I went, like, I didn't do day 2 of GP for like 3 times in a row. And I felt it was just on luck, but I think it was just me not being prepared. And me hating the format too. Alright, so I'll just chump it all. Taking very few damage. And then just sweeping the board. Yeah. Alright, so everything dies, correct? Yes. It's not that I've won with this Finality, though. Because, like, sure, I just, you know, do a huge card advantage. But my hand is just to remove a spell, and they have an Adanto. So I could still lose. Alright, Adanto Vanguard. Speaking of Adanto. There's Adanto, and it's Vanguard. Alright, luckily nothing really bad happened this turn. And I keep on drawing lands. Guess that's what happens when you play 20,000 lands. They definitely don't give those to everyone. Top 8 in the Jeep is very hard. This year, so basically, I wasn't practicing enough in the past years of Magic, but since I finished my studies this summer, I play only Magic. And I've been doing very, very well at GPs. Like, I think I lost 2 win-ins recently, and I've lost like two times, two turns before the win-in. Sorry, 1 turn before the win-in. So I think I'm there. I will be eventually having that GP top 8. If I keep on going to every GP, I'm practicing a lot for every GP. But of course, you don't just get a GP top 8 if you just, you know, do nothing and just show up at the event. Yeah, I mean, I'm not being very lucky, but that's fine. Like, this game, I think we played great. I mean, we played 6 spells, so... I think I have to cast down this Tide Taker. I mean, it sucks that they get a token, but... What are the odds of whiffing with Tezzeret +1? I mean, it depends how many non-artifact you sideboarded. That's usually the problem with those decks. They just sideboard Tezzeret and like Gira Purator Grid and Psy and stuff like that. Alright, it's game. Good game on a white opponent. El Guapo. It's the first time in a very long time that I lose to mono white. I think I've never lost to mono white in this standard, or something like that. Like, I have never lost to mono white at Pro Tours or Magic Cup GPs. Like, every time I played against mono white, I beat it with every deck I play. And but now we lost to it, so. Alright, another good hand. Another very good hand. Wow, that's a Marshall. Okay, we have the opportunity to redeem against mono white. No, it's not mono white, it's tokens. Unfortunately, I can't cast down the Amara, but Amara is not really a powerful threat. Carnity. Bye-bye, Carnity. Mono white is much better in best of 1? I don't think so. Yesterday with green white midrange, I think we went 5-0 against it. And when I was playing mono red, I think I had a positive record against it. No, don't lock it on me. Don't lock it on me. I mean, I think it's fine even if they lock it on me. Because, like, sure, they just get a bunch of tutus. I mean, probably on the play, this is a super good start, though. It's nice to play format where Nexus is banned. I don't particularly care about Nexus. I think in best of 3 it's like whatever. It's not a good deck, I think, in best of 3. Like, sure, if you play Sultai, you might lose to Nexus. Alright, I think I need to play Jailer Ranger here. Because I need to hit land drops. Like, in best of 3, sure, you might play Sultai and then you have a bad matchup, but like, basically every single other deck has a good matchup over it. Like, Esper, Mono White, Mono Red, Mono Blue, they all have good matchups. In fact, I was just super surprised on how many people played Nexus at the PT. Alright, I think I'm basically dead on board this game. Because my Wrath costs 6. And yeah, I think I did not redeem. I think I lost again. You started your stream at 9 AM? Yeah, I always start at 9 in the morning. I'm on 10. So if I cast down this, I just take too much damage. Alright. No. Is there a way out for me? Don't think there is. Alright. Yeah, right now my stream is 9 AM and to like noon and a half. Noon/noon and a half. It really depends on how do I feel. Like 3.5 hours. Just because there are times in the month where I'll be out either practicing or playing GPs. Because I will be playing GPs. A lot of the MPL is like, oh, they removed pro points. I don't want to play GPs anymore. But I just love to play GPs so much. Oh, come on. Another mono blue. This is such a bad matchup for us. It's not really lunchtime because my dad comes back at 1 PM. But, you know, just stop a little bit earlier. Just, you know, do all the stuff. And then when my dad comes. Though right now, I'm not. Alright, I think I will not be playing Jailer Ranger. My opponent has Assassin's Capture or the 2/2. So I'll just pass the turn with Cast Down up. Let's see what they do. If they cast okay, they do cast Merfolk Trickster. I think I don't want to cast down anything here. Right now I'm not really using too much of Mengucci Cuisine because I'm trying to eating a little bit less than my father, and then I usually do. So I just okay. So they played third land and passed. I'm gonna go cast down on probably just Terramander. Despite this is a bigger creature, I can block this and I cannot block this. It's so annoying that I can't do anything here. The problem is that if I just cast this Chupacabra, they just go. I feel that they just go. Now I think I have to do it just because next turn I have a 3 and a 2 and a land. So now this one gets countered, sure, but then the turn after I will just curve out. Yeah. But you know, it's much more difficult for me because my dad always, you know, prepare all this stuff, and I kind of feel very sorry to just not eat them with him, you know. Okay, so that happens, and I think what I'm doing here is just to cast a Jade Light Ranger. They'll most likely counter this, and then I'll find finality back both of my creatures. Oh, they have Trickster. This is the first time ever that. Oh, I kind of want to graveyard this just so that they can find so they can cast Find, but I can also cast Finality now that I think about it. I think I'm just gonna go Library and then pass. I can just Finality here. How many spells do they have? They only have 2 spells. Alright, they go Curious Obsession. I kind of want to just Assassin's Trophy the Curious Obsession over the Terramander. So let us resolve. If they have alright, let's go Assassin's Trophy on the Curious Obsession. Okay, and they resolve very fast, so they don't have counter magic, because that's how Arena works. You can know this thing. And they play another land, and do they play another creature? Please play another creature. Please play another creature. Entrancing Melody. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go Finality here. Everything's dead, and I have a Jailer Ranger in hand and they have nothing. I mean, they have a card now, so it's kinda equal, 6 land each. Alright, we might for the first time ever in the game of Magic defeat Mono Blue with any deck. Finality is really hard to cast as a Mono Blue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I've never resolved a Finality in my life against Mono Blue. Alright. Here what's happening is I cast this guy and then I pass. End of turn I'll return a Jailer Ranger and try to cast it, gaining 6 life and so on and so forth. Good game, they say. Wow, I defeated Mono Blue. Wow, I'm so happy. I don't know when was the last time that I've defeated Mono Blue. I don't remember when's the last time I defeated Mono Blue with any